Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? All right. Please fasten your seatbelts and then let's get going. In this session, you will meet Miss Jenni Ahlstedt, who became an entrepreneur back in 2004 in Finland with her own personal company. Now, a couple of months ago, in the beginning of 2020, she started a limited company in Sweden, Zeny Ltd. And in this video, you will meet the whole staff of the company. Good morning from Stockholm, Sweden. I want to welcome you to get to know me, Jenni Ahlstedt, a little bit better than you did before. I am a 38-year young girl, coming originally from Finland, and I'm a mother of an almost 2-year-old girl. This year I have an honor to serve as a JCI Vice President assigned for Europe, but I'm also an entrepreneur. And this story will tell you how my last 16 years have gone in work life, also including the reason why I moved to the other side of the Baltic Sea. The start. I started my one-person company in Finland back in 2004 because one organization needed to pay my piano playing gig in their party with an invoice. So how I solved the problem was by starting a company. Okay, I became a self-employed in the middle of my studies in the Technical University of Tampere. I got interested in marketing and promotion, which took me to a journey with drink promotions all over Finland for the next 5 years. My positive attitude, happiness for the gigs I got, the attitude for getting things done, and being not afraid of even long work days was noticed. I did also network marketing and trained entrepreneurs for motivation and admin things, for example, bookkeeping. I had done my own bookkeeping myself the first years since I wanted to learn how it should be done and what to do with the numbers and what do they mean on the balance sheet and so on. Afterwards, I took a bookkeeper to be able to focus on what I was supposed to do in my company. I remember Michael S. Claus saying in some training, keep the main thing the main thing. But I must admit that it has been difficult to follow that advice. What do you do? During my years as an entrepreneur, I have always tried to find out how to help my friends and the people in my network. This is why these sentences became legendary. When someone asks me, what do I do? I always ask back, what do you need? And this solution-oriented way of working has given me lots of different projects in different business areas. I haven't really had boring routine days since I have had the attitude of that all new projects, they are always development opportunities for me, and they are making me stronger and more experienced for the future. One could link this with a JCI mission to provide development opportunities that empower young people to create positive change. These experiences have at least empowered me and my customers with somehow positive impact. I have been honored that people have trusted me and giving me these chances when I say straight in the beginning, like Pippi Longstocking, I have never tried, so I think I can do it. This is where I think the power of network comes into picture. When people know me from somewhere, they know something positive from me. And then it's for sure easier to at least give me a try to find out how to help them with their challenge, whatever it might be. Nowadays, the challenge is for me to answer shortly, what do I actually do when, for example, filling official forms when starting a limited company in Sweden now a couple of months ago. From selling newspaper advertisement to taking care of customer service, from representing jeans collection in department stores all over Finland to getting more customers into pharmacies, just to mention a few jobs from my early years. What an entrepreneur needs. I have had lectures as a godmother for young entrepreneurs and as an example of how attitude can impact your business. While planning for this session today, I went through the slides from 2009 when I had a 5 years anniversary as a businesswoman. Actually, quite good words from a 20-year girl, how to manage running one's own business. Once I got a question, would I like to have a presentation then for a couple of hundreds of people? And I thought that, I've never done that before, so yes, let's do it. I still think that these advice are good things to check today, so let's take a shortcut back to 2009 for a moment. So we are in Tampere Hall. It's an information day for new potential entrepreneurs there. You as an entrepreneur need 1. Your own will. What is your own why or how that keeps you going forward and keeping you motivated and positive? Number 2, goals. Whether they are economical goals, mental, however, doing plans for the future and thinking about the measurements, what you need, and how to put these concrete to your calendar. Number 3, development. Professionally, your leadership skills, especially how to lead yourself and after that also others. And also how to develop by your interests. Number 4, asking for help. Many people really, they are willing to help you, but you just have to have the courage to ask. Number 5, solving problems. And sometimes, actually quite often, as an entrepreneur, you even need to do those very difficult decisions. They just need to be done. After that, you can move on. Number 6, networks. Organizations that you belong to, where you can get some like ball plank. And your peer group. Who do you spend time with? They have a lot of impact to yourself, to your thoughts. Number 7, being flexible. Very important, at least in my business. Do you have a plan B if everything doesn't go according to your first plan? And remember to treat others the way that you would like to be treated. The golden rule. And also, number 8, being brave and crazy. Yes, you heard correct. Entrepreneurship is an attitude, I think. And no matter what is your business area, you have to enjoy what you do. So remember to have fun. I had taken these examples from my own life already, then over 10 years ago. And right now I'm really thankful for that even younger Jenni to remind me of these things. Not just success. Even that entrepreneurs really are a bit weird people, they do love what they do. And at some point, their success might be seen from outside with material things such as big houses or cars. But it is not always sunshine to lead business. Just a month ago, while still traveling as JCI Vice President to my assigned country, I heard a Cypriot ice cream factory and company founder Papa Philippou say, "If we didn't love it, we wouldn't have done it." Especially in these times, when fighting and trying to find solutions to get over coronavirus. These are not so nice times for many entrepreneurs. You need to know your reasons behind and maybe start to figure out another how to do it. For me, as a one-woman show, the worst thing that could happen happened around 10 years ago. I got a wrist injury and I was away from work life for around 2 years. The doctors discussed about putting me to sickness pension at under 30 years of age. Otherwise a very good pianist, but just left hand couldn't play anymore. And yes, I am left-handed, so it didn't matter somehow. But after 2 big operations and a long rehab, I'm back in business. How? Not the same, but again finding new ways. And the learning and luck in here was that the insurances can save from a lot of harm. So make sure you have good insurances. And for the mental side, I'm very thankful that I have the JCI local presidency during my sick leave. So how I managed to keep my head up and in happy spirit, I had a JCI organization to think about and work with, since the work for money was not allowed for me then. Being too good can be a mistake. In JCI, we have a safe environment to try new things, and even if they don't succeed as planned, we can overcome the mistake if we learn something about the project or situation. The learning can be also how to not to do next time. In work life, if our results are not good or not good enough, we might get fired. The contract might get cut. Of course, when being an entrepreneur, the risk of work suddenly finishing is always there. And not every time there was a new project waiting behind the corner when something else had to close. I always did my best and tried to finish the project so well that the door would be easy to open again later. Even if sometimes I felt that I was doing a really good job and it was wrong to close the project because my work effort was really worth continuing. Actually, there have even been times when I have been working too well, and that has been the reason why the job was taken from me. In Finland's second biggest media company's customer service and in their city paper's marketing secretary role, they decided to quit my contract, and then I trained 5 persons to my duty to cover my work effort. Packing the answering sheets for a market research project of 70,000 people that I had led a couple of years in Sweden was taken away from me since I did too good instructions for the new persons in charge in another city. So in this kind of situations, someone else might be thinking that, oh, beep, what a pity. But I decided to turn that around to, okay, that was it. Now it's time for new adventures. Follow your interests. So I started my first company in Finland, and now the story has taken me to Sweden. For me, the milestones in my life have been starting to play the piano, becoming a scout, choosing the high school specialized in expressive skills, becoming an entrepreneur, and joining JCI. For me, the hobbies, voluntary work, or organizational life have always been very important. I see so many good things happened because of the experiences and skills learned outside of work life. In many cases, these learnings have then been essential later for me being able to use that how, either know how, show how, or even karaoke how in work life. Learning to lead kids, youngsters, and adult leaders, organizing events, planning annual programs, and speaking in public in the Scout organization, performing on stage with various music productions, learning the magic of to-do lists and getting things done, as well as working in the International Board of Directors in JCI. This all has been interesting, of course, lots of long nights of work for no pay. But I have had so much fun doing all this and learning from it. The laugh comes latest afterwards, when remembering all the hardcore things, what we did. And of course, collecting those memories, how it was done. I can warmly recommend you to follow your interests. JCI can change your life. When I was JCI local president, I decided to add one personal goal for the year and for the several travels I planned to do that year. I wanted to better my rusty Swedish language skills, so I went to talk to Swedish JCI members in these conferences around Europe. After the 3rd trip, I had a personal Swedish teacher. Later that autumn, he became my boyfriend. When I then started traveling between Tampere and Stockholm to visit him, I took often a cruise ship and enjoyed karaoke and other entertainment aboard. At some point, I got a question, Jenni, would you like to come and work here? And of course, again, I was ready to go. The other entertainment crew members were as crazy as I, so I stayed on board around for 5 years. I only left the ship for maternity leave. Yes, the boyfriend had become the father of my daughter, and now we all live happily in Stockholm. I have gained experiences in Swedish culture, led the national organization of JCI Sweden, as well as JCI European Academy project during these years. Also, I got new clients in Sweden for my business. JCI network works. For now, I try to connect my Finnish roots to Swedish everyday life. I've had my own radio show in the national Swedish radio in Finnish, and through a JCI contact, I got introduced to anti-money laundry business that keeps me busy nowadays, helping me to export their business to Finland. One other big customer relation started in a JCI training weekend over 10 years ago. I told I've organized events, and then I got a question later. Would I be interested in organizing a company event? Of course I was. The story together, that company, as well as the party has grown year after year, starting from 70 persons to this year's planned 400 persons pre-Christmas party. Right now, I just wish that we really can have this party in December. Now, when we are discussing the work-life skills, what you can learn by doing the work itself, or also what you can gain from these voluntary organizations like JCI, a very good example. I'd like to tell one thing that I keep telling to members when I have trainings within JCI. The topic of one session for me is what is the result of JCI. And with this picture, I'd like to explain it a little bit. So, the happy face over here on the left corner, when joining JCI, a new person, a member, doesn't know a lot about JCI, but also that person might be at the beginning of the work career. And while being an active member in JCI, taking new responsibility roles, learning new skills, trying things that there is absolutely no clue beforehand how to do something. But by being brave, saying, yes, I can do it, I want to try it, the member learns and develops himself or herself a lot. And pillar by pillar, becoming more experienced, and also then being able to use these skills also in work life. The pink pillar over here, as a sign for the magical limit we have. 40 years of age, that comes one day to all of us, and it's a sign of, all right, it's time to graduate from JCI. Now go out and take these skills with you to the community around you. So what I see as the result of JCI, it is the last pillar after. What happens when you graduate from JCI? How do you really use those skills in work life for the benefit of yourself, your company, your community, and the world, of course? That I see is a very important thing to keep in mind when a new member also joins JCI, that what the opportunities we can give to that person while joining the organization and being an active member. So I hope that also you will take the most out of it, the time that you spend within JCI and in other voluntary works, of course. Let's hope to get a lot of experience from these outside organizations towards also helping in the business life. To round up this talk, I go back to what I said at the very beginning, to keep the main thing the main thing. What would I then say is the main thing in my business, in my life? What keeps me going day by day, even when the sun is not shining too straight into my eye? I believe it's having fun and the right attitude, how to solve things out. Loving what you do and doing what you love. And if that changes along the way, like my projects have come and gone, so what? I've had the privilege to work with wonderful people, projects and services. And I'm sure that even now, with my brand new company in Sweden, there will be new projects and clients coming up. How do I know that? Because now you have listened to my story. And I know that the next time when you think that, who could help you with something, you can think about Jenni. If I have already mastered that skill, or would I be good help with the newbie energy to come up and with the thinking that everything is possible. I still don't know what I will be doing when I'm grown up, but I for sure know how I will do it. Continuing with a smile, positive attitude, and that let's get it done way of doing things. I want to thank you for listening to my story about how. For many companies and entrepreneurs, it's the strategy to do only one thing and aiming to become the best in the world in that area. For me, there has been market to sail along these companies and build my success in between. With these over 20 hows in this session, I want to just say one more thing. And like good old Columbo, one more thing to add about learning these languages. You might know that animals also talk differently in different languages. In my mother tongue, Finnish, the dogs talk as the key word in my business life. They say, how. So let's keep in touch mentally, and one day clap a high five for an idea to work with together. Stay safe, wash your hands, support your local businesses, and stay positive. Bye!